2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Phoenix Suns as they go up against the Detroit Pistons out in Detroit. Well, for Detroit, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And tonight, we'll be watching the talented Reggie Jackson take to the floor. One of those players who turns it up a notch in crunch time. Guys, he can be tough to stop. Can't he, Kenny?
He can be. I wonder if he's named after the baseball player.
I don't know. Could be.
He hits a lot of home runs himself,
Yeah.
with those three-point shots, and he's able to get it done. He has a premonition about what he's going to do on the court.
You don't want to be known for being a great player in October, though, if you're this Reggie Jackson.
No, not at all.
No, that's not going to get you very far.
That's not going to get you far.
No. What do you want? You
Point
call
to the
in your
fences.
shot.
That was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it was Babe
That
Ruth.
wasn't-
No, Reggie Jackson did it one time.
No, he didn't.
I was at the game when he did it. Anyway,
You're
this
rewriting
Reggie Jackson
history
has a lot
again.
of confidence in himself. He wants to take the
He
last
was
shot
at
every
the
time.
game.
I was
Reggie
at the
Jackson
game when
with the
Reggie
called
Johnson
shot.
did like that.
He
Oh,
did.
And he hit
man.
it, and he hit it to the exact same spot.
Oh, my
What'd they
God.
call Reggie Jackson, by the way?
Mr. October.
Oh, good. I'm glad you were listening. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Yeah.
And it's the Suns coming in from out of town on this one, an interconference game today. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. With Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline, David Aldridge. The story here, Tyler Ulis, injured and unable to play.
Yeah, and as bad as it turned out to be, it tells you a little bit about his toughness, that when they took him to the locker room after he got hurt, he wanted to come back out and get back on the court.
Well, yeah, you think about it, this is good news. Good news, especially to everyone who saw that terrible injury occur. It could have been so much worse.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now, he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's given me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And DA, it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. And this one features, Chris, two of the more athletic teams in the league. That makes a pretty good setup for us tonight.
Oh, this is the perfect father, son, mother, daughter, family game to go to. This is one of those games you'll enjoy and remember your whole life. I mean, the highlights, you'll remember where you were. Something special is going to happen tonight. Trust me.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
And it's the Pistons to start out. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Booker and Jackson, the young perimeter pair. Craig Monroe is up. Oh, wow.
And look how committed Harris is when he's sprinting to the hoop. Not many defenders are going to want to get in his way when he's that intense.
A baseline J, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
The Suns shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And on the season, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one falls for Jackson.
And Jackson certainly has a lot of explosiveness. One of those guys who really wears his heart on his sleeve and brings that energy level every night.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. And stolen by Knight. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Jackson. Here's Booker. Passes it to Warren. Dishes it to Knight. We're about 1 minute into the first. That one doesn't drop. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Harris outside. Over Jackson. And again, it's Tobias Harris.
Oh, what a gorgeous looking jumper from Harris. He has put a ton of work into his shooting in the offseason since he came into the league.
And Booker kicks to Monroe. Pass to Knight. Back to Monroe. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh, and the defensive chops of Drummond really helping this team. He really cleans house with his shot block.
Pass to Bradley. Lure against Warren. Drummond a screen. And stolen by Booker. Feeds to Knight. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The drive by Booker. And he gets it to go. Booker's got his first points in this one. On defense, the Suns. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Well, listen, they own the boards at both ends of the floor in that game, and that's what won it for them. Those extra possessions were invaluable.
Oh, yeah. Good fundamentals, maximum effort, rebounding, a clear focal point of their strategy.
Knight against Jackson. Screen by Monroe. Knight. Good D by Drummond.
Some tough D in the paint, getting between him and the bucket and stopping the easy douche.
Left side, Bradley. Beyond the arc. Rebound by the Suns.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Jackson misses. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against Boston.
How about the defensive adjustments in that one? Their communication was brilliant all night.
But they really worked well together. They trusted each other. That's how you get stops.
The Pistons leading. Bradley, no one around him. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Oh, three-point shooting. I mean, the strength of Bradley's game offensively, incredible.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Booker the pass to Monroe. And it's sent back by Drummond. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. Good on the shot. Jackson's got his first bucket of the night.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You know, Chris, there was a time when Reggie Jackson seemed to be disgruntled. He wanted out of Oklahoma City and played with a chip on his shoulder most nights, but he seemingly found a home that fits him well here with the Pistons.
Well, he's a young player. He's still trying to find his way. He has a style that fits this team, not only his style of play, but his mentality, and he's just trying to get comfortable with this situation and be the leader that he needs to.
Greg, you look at Brandon Knight, and you figure that he would be perfect in the role of a sixth man off the bench.
You know, I think you hit it right on the head. I think he does fit that mold because of the ability to play both guard positions and also as a scorer facilitator. It's just never easy to learn the nuance of that role right off the bat. Adjusting to it is one reason I think he struggled so much last year.
And that one falls for Knight. Ish Smith, he's checked in for Detroit. Knight hits them both. And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5, 6, or a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, being on the road. Or you just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this is the NBA. It has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but, you know, that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it, sports are so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game, but you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Smith dishes to Bradley. He feeds it to Lure. Down low, stolen by Jackson. Here's Warren, out tonight. Hands it from downtown. Knight's got 5 points so far.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Drummond sets the screen for Smith. Kicks it to Lure. Harris outside. Here's Drummond up again, and Drummond is right there.
Now, the energy Drummond has on the glass, it's really ridiculous. He's a spark plug, a real spark plug.
Monroe with a screen on Smith. There's the pick. Shot off the pick. That's good from Booker on the assist by Knight.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
Drummond a screen. Here's Bradley. Goes back up. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And the force Drummond plays with really making the D feel uneasy. Look, I still can't believe how athletically gifted this kid Drummond is at the center position. It's not just his size. It's his speed, it's his quickness, and jumping ability.
And he can't get the first one. Well, with Drummond, you usually don't see someone who has as much muscle mass as he does and able to run the court and blow by defenders. But, Chris, he does it on a nightly game-to-game basis.
It's crazy. He tries and kind of plods down the court, but when he gets the ball, he has a burst off the dribble. And you're just like, are you kidding me? His consistency needs to come, but don't sleep on his quickness in the lane.
Well, Drummond is a player who is always bound to put on a show on any given night. C-Webb, he can do it with his gaudy numbers and rebounding totals, or he can finish with a slam. He's very aggressive in attacking the rim inside. But no matter which way, he is a crowd favorite, to say the least.
Fewer and fewer big men are taking pride, or pride themselves in working down low for points. And Drummond does it. He's a throwback, to the 90s, to the 80s. And one reason why it's easy to cheer for him is because he actually likes to play inside.
And Booker kicks tonight. From outside the arc, another three for Phoenix.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Detroit's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Booker against Bradley. Here's Drummond, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Drummond's got 6.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And this is their first time matched up with the Pistons this year.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the 2 teams.
And both clubs really building for the future right now, trying to pull themselves out of the doldrums, badly needing wins.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. Ellenson comes in for Lure. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's Kennard in for Avery Bradley. Now Daniels, looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Chris, back to Daniels. And Ellenson pulls it down.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
And that just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
Kennard, the pass to Ellenson. Pistons passing it around. Here's Marjanovic, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Now it's a 5-point Detroit lead. Well, Phoenix shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Daniels kicks to Chris. Here's Chandler. Missed inside.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
Marjanovic passes to Smith. Over Daniels. but he recovers it. The pass to Kennard. He kicks it to Johnson. There's a screen. Teardrop shot, and it's Smith laying it in. And the Pistons lead by 7.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Here is Daniels. He dishes it to Dudley. Chandler outside. Here's Daniels. No good from outside. Pistons leading by 7. In the corner, Smith with it. Smith on the wing. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Dudley. 6 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Marjanovic. High post try. Chandler with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's on Ellenson. And while most teams are moving in the direction of attacking from three-point range or inside, Greg, this Pistons team will still look to make a living in the mid-range game.
Yeah, and the Pistons right at the top of the NBA in terms of the highest percentage of their points coming from the mid-range. Almost 20% of their points coming from that area. You have to play to the strengths of your team, even in an ever-evolving game. Right now, that's where their bread is buttered.
Chris, you've been on both sides of the coin for this. When it comes to a veteran presence in the locker room, just how important is that? You know, when you were a young player getting it, and maybe as an older player when you were preaching it.
When I was a rookie, Kevin, I needed a veteran just as much as I needed an assistant coach. They were that important to me because when you think about it, that's how you learn your routine.
Wow.
What to eat before a game, how many hours to eat before a game, how to recoup after a game, how to say no to your friends and family for playoff tickets because, you know, you're at home and you got to buy 75 tickets. You know, just kind of how to navigate through life. That veteran player can help. And I think that's one thing when the game kind of got lost in years past, it was because we lost that veteran presence in the locker room. And so, to me, the veteran presence is everything. You know, Chris Muller getting on me because I'm a rookie. I mean, I would have paid him to do that. So, you know, it's really cool because just as much as they get on you, they help you and they explain the game, help you out with life and everything else. So it's like a big brother relationship.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Once he gets open on the low block, it's just a matter of getting him the ball.
Pistons leading by 3. Smith outside. Johnson outside. Screen by Smith. Johnson kicks to Ellenson. Here's Marjanovic, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, look, the sheer size of Boban Marjanovic is something that can intimidate even the tallest centers in the NBA. He's a legit 7'3" and comes in at least 290. Seemingly impossible to move him at times down low on the block.
The first free throw is good. And to illustrate the size of Marjanovic, when Joel Embiid first checked into a game against him, he is visibly in awe of the size of Marjanovic. And Joel Embiid is a 7-footer.
Well, make no mistake about Boban, though. He is much more than a big body. He has a nice floater, a great turnaround jump shot, great at shooting from the free throw. I mean, good awareness. He might be the best 7'3" passer in the league.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
1:25 left to play here in the first. Launches a 3. Bender, no good. Detroit leading by 5. Inside, and Marjanovic with the slam.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Daniels with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Daniels passes to Chris. And the layup's good off the glass.
Nice job to get to the rack before the D could get any help in the post.
Smith with it. He averages about 5 points a game. Passes it to Kennard. Johnson the screen. Kennard the pass to Marjanovic. Here's Ellenson. Tyson Chandler pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Pass to Kennard. The dish to Smith. Johnson the screen. Smith outside. Shoots it. Kept alive. Unable to get that one.
Yeah, good interior D there. Prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Pistons on top. They're up by 5. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much, because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
Well, obviously that was the game plan coming in. Be physical right off the rip.
We've got Johnson. Ellenson is out there with Marjanovic. And there's Jackson, and it's Kennard in at the 2-guard spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with.
One shot.
Well, Chris, as you look around the league and with all the great players in it, who would you like to have played with that's playing right now?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, you look at all the big fellas, I definitely would love to play with the Cousins or Davis. You look at guards, I mean, how could you not want to play with Westbrook, Harden, or LeBron? I mean, it's like telling a kid, go in the candy store, what candy do you want to pick? It might take him an hour. He might pass out just with the excitement. I don't know. There's so many great players in this league, man. It's so hard to choose one. How about you just take any of the top 10, and whichever one I pick out of a hat, I'd play with them and be happy.
I like that. How about in the past, guys you would have liked to have played with when you were playing the game?
Wow, that's late in my career, Kevin, I could have played with Tim Duncan. I've always thought that would have been like Shaq, KG. It would have been other big players at that time when you needed 2 guys inside the play. So it definitely have been guys that I respect battling and going up against, and those would have been the first I would have looked to play with. But those guys come to mind first and foremost.
And here's Daniels. Dudley dishes to Chandler. Back to Dudley. Lays it up off the glass. Dudley's got his first bucket in this one.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Pulls up on the elbow. Here's Marjanovic, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
This season, 88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
Tobias Harris has checked in for Detroit. Brandon Knight's checked in for the Suns. The free throw drops for Marjanovic. Now Daniels. To the middle. Chris kicks to Dudley. Inside. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Here's Harris. A beautiful reverse layup. Harris has got 6.
Whether it's inside or outside, Harris remains steady and ready to shoot the ball. He definitely has the trust of his teammates and coaching.
Good work there as it goes. 7 points for Brandon Knight.
I mean, this D is a joke. It's way too passive. They got to get a body on him when he's on his way to the bucket.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Jackson passes to Harris. Here's Kennard. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep all broken down for the Pistons.
And the corner 3 has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range triple.
Free throw drops from Marjanovic. And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and, you know, when you step on the floor.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Lewis checked in for Ellenson, and it's Avery Bradley in for Kennard.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
The feed now tonight. Monroe outside. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he's shooting his free throws to the tune of 75% this season. Fairly standard numbers.
And the Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one misses. Pistons leading by 7. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Now, here is Knight. Last time out, he had 14 points. To the inside, and stolen by Drummond. To the paint. Here's Bradley, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Devin Booker.
I mean, and that 6'3" Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
That free throw good from Avery Bradley.
And really an interesting move by the Pistons. In effect, shedding 2 starters in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Marcus Morris for 1 in Avery Bradley. Stan Van Gundy clearly valued Bradley's leadership and playoff experience.
And the Suns call time here.
And Avery Bradley, an unrestricted free agent after this season. The Pistons have made it clear they're willing to pay the luxury tax to retain his services.
Looking now at some numbers for Warren.
How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up about 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Oh, just a solid screen to free him up. Makes the layup possible.
Pistons leading by 9. In the corner, Bradley with it. Bradley with another miss. The Suns have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. Knight dishes to Monroe. Baseline J on the way. Here's Lure. That's tipped. And stolen by Drummond. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the Raptors. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, there's the Pistons, 5 games behind.
And right now for the Pistons, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Man, they have to find a way to get better and not just be a mid-level team. Whether they get things together and accomplish this remains to be seen.
And Lure kicks to Bradley. Dishes it to Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Drummond, and the rejection by Monroe. Warren the pass to Booker. That one goes in. And now just a 5-point Piston lead.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Drummond a screen. It's Bradley on the wing, defended by Booker. Count that one. Lure's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, nice look by Bradley, moving it to the open man.
Here's Knight. He has 7. For 3, Booker. The offensive rebound, Monroe. Good D by Drummond. Detroit leading by 7. Down low. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Harris. 6 points for Reggie Jackson.
And Jackson is very good at catching the D off guard, especially inside where he needs to be fast and getting that shot off.
Knight dishes to Monroe. And Booker kicks to Warren. Back to Booker. Outside for Jackson. The Suns need to get a shot off. The drive by Booker. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Jackson against Knight. Jackson kicks to Drummond. There's the pick. Back to Jackson. Drummond the screen. Here's the floater. And Reggie Jackson again. Jackson's got 8.
And if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
Knight passes to Monroe. Warren kicks to Jackson. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Bradley dishes to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Knight. Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe. Smith checked in for Jackson. Phoenix on defense. 7-point differential.
Solid shot selection from Smith. Phenomenal at measuring these type of looks.
Knight against Smith. Jackson a screen on Harris. It's Knight with the drive. Here's Monroe. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Detroit. And Chris, I know you started doing a podcast, Fearless or Insane, with Chris Webber, an opportunity to have some meaningful conversations. What's that been like?
It's been great, Kevin. I've gotten a chance to talk to some friends, some mentors like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've gotten to speak to him about what it was like playing for Wooden, what it was like coming up in the crazy 60s in that time. And, you know, he's such a thoughtful and a great individual. So to hear his stories about he and Muhammad Ali, he and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these great figures is just wonderful. I also got to speak to track legends John Carlos and Tommy Smith, who in the 1968 Olympics, we've seen them kind of protest when they put their fist up in defiance giants and kind of put their voice out for the voiceless. And I got to talk to them about how tough of a moment that was. Did they know the sacrifice that they were making? What happened, the backlash to what happened? And then all these years later, do they feel kind of vindicated that we're showing them so much love and people around the world appreciate what they've done? So we try to just discuss fearless or insane. You know, they say insane is doing the same thing over, expecting a different result, where these guys put their lives on the line.
Yes.
And they kind of knew that it necessarily wouldn't change the arc of justice, but they felt that they had to do it. And so it's just some cool conversations with people and athletes that were much more than an athlete. And I've learned a lot, and it's been a cool podcast.
And it's sent back by Drummond. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. And the Pistons making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Bender, he's checked in for the Suns. Here's Booker. And here are the Suns now. They trail by 7.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Bradley passes to Smith. Lure the screen. Here's Bradley. Happy to see that one go in after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
And Bradley carving through the D and dropping the floater in, using his explosive first step to his advantage, leading into the shot.
Here's Warren. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And so far this season, it's been average at best at the line, only 71% as a shooter.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Chandler comes in for Jackson, and Daniels subbed in for Brandon Knight.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the Pistons with possession here. Smith with it. Drummond the screen. Drummond sets the screen for Smith. Six to shoot. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Here's Drummond. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Drummond's got 10 points.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here is Daniels, covered by Smith. It's taken away by Smith. And here comes Smith, leading the fast break. Johnson can't hit.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation. The coach right there, I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Second chance shot. Chandler, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
So for the Pistons, Henry Ellinson's checked in for Lure, and it's Kennard in for Avery Bradley. Chris, he's checked in for Phoenix. Dudley comes in for Booker. To the inside, Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Here's Daniels, lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
There's 1:54 left to play here in the second quarter. Well, Ish Smith is a player who has been around the league a ton for a guy his age and his quality. He's suited up for 10 or so teams already in his career. But see, Webb, you watch him play, and he knows he can make an impact at the point guard position. Just ask his coach, Stan Van Gundy.
Well, think about it. The more teams you're with, the more you get to see different philosophies, different styles, play against different guys. So he's picked up confidence, and he's picked up knowledge across his journey throughout the NBA. I mean, Smith has a good enough mid-range game where you have to respect him. He knows where to look. He knows how to set up teammates, but make no doubt about it, it's Smith's quickness that is his greatest asset.
The Suns have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. Marjanovic checked in for the Pistons. Both good from the line that time. 1:16 left in the first half. Smith kicks to Marjanovic. Back to Smith. Stolen by Bender. Here's Dudley. Here's Chandler. The shot, no good. And Detroit the other way now.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
They get the rebound. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
For Detroit, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
First free throw is good. And so he hits both.
And love how he's getting himself to the line this quarter. If he keeps it up, it'll end up creating some foul problems on the other side, and that can always help a team's cause.
Chris with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Chris kicks to Dudley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fresh 24 for the Suns. Bender dishes to Chandler. That misses, and he's 0 for 4.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possessed.
And Dragan Bender gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Detroit, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. That free throw good from Ellenson. He hits both from the stripe. Fires the three. He can't get that one to fall. And the first half is now in the books. Pistons lead by 10. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Stan Van Gundy. Coach, a very good first half for you guys. How do you assess the game so far?
Well, I thought our energy was good, our ball movement was good, and it always looks good if the ball goes in and guys are making shots.
That's the name of the game, right, Coach? Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. Their play in the second quarter was inspired as they turned what had been a tight contest into a 10-point ball game by the time we reached halftime. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
Well, they're out in front tonight because of their offensive rebounding. Those second-chance buckets came into play in a big way. Those are effort points, momentum builders, salvaging points off the scrap heap. You never heard me say scrap heap before, Ernie. I don't even know what it means. It just sounded good.
And, Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and expect to win.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. The second half just about to get going here. You look at Boban Marjanovic. He's really playing well.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Well, and a few times he's done a good job of initiating contact, yet getting the foul call on the defender.
Suns trail by 10 on Phoenix. Looking who they've got on the floor. Booker the 2 and Jackson the 3, the up-and-coming wing pair. Monroe is out there with Warren, and it's Knight in at the point guard. Here's Monroe. Tries yet again. Outside for Jackson. Over Harris. Jackson misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
There's the triple. Rebound by the Suns. Monroe's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And the shot by Warren, no good.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
And here's Jackson. Pass to Lure. Feeds it to Bradley. Drummond with a screen on Booker. Clock at 6. Here's Bradley. Here's Drummond. Tries again. Jackson.
1 for 3 now since halftime. Taking them a little while to find their rhythm.
Good D by Booker. Knight, that's a 2-pointer. Here's Warren. Second chance shot, and it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. A baseline J. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's just all about positioning. He gets boxed out, can't fight around it, and gets the over-the-back call.
He's showing good hustle. I mean, a little too much hustle, though. I mean, you got to dial it down just a little bit.
Knight with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Here's Warren. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Warren's got 7.
No, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
Pistons leading by 11. Now Jackson. 8 points for him. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Warren against Lure. Here's Drummond. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Drummond's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Screen by Monroe. The drive by Booker. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's his first trip to the line. No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Jackson against Knight. Here's Harris. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
Well, Tobias Harris, now he's a player, he gives you a little bit of everything. He can spot up. If you put a bigger guy on him, he can take you down low and drag a small if you switch on to him. Love his game.
Phoenix calls timeout.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Booker.
Well, we know that this team can shoot a lot better from deep. But tonight it's just not there for them. They can keep firing and hope they can shoot their way out of this funk. But if they continue to shoot it like they have from beyond the arc thus far, they'll just be beating themselves.
That's his 6th miss and 12 field goal attempts.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And you talk about the matchup problems Harris can create, Chris. He has been viewed as a tweener in the past, but while that can be a problem for some, C-Web, it's a blessing, I think, for him.
Well, he's the type of player you want to throw into the game and not worry about what position it is. I mean, you just let this kid go. Tell him, hey, go do you. And that's what he's been doing.
Drummond a screen. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Jackson's got 12.
Oh, I love how Jackson works off the screen, waiting for the defense to suck in, then sticking it to him with the J.
Here's Knight. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. And that one falls for Knight. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Now here's Jackson. 12 points for him. Drummond passes to Bradley. It's hauled in by the Suns. Monroe's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
And look, if he can start turning some of these misses into makes, their lead is going to take a big jump.
Here's Knight, and it's sent back by Drummond.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And Bradley gets it to go on the assist by Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Knight kicks to Monroe. On the wing, Booker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And how about the numbers on Andre Drummond? A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. 2nd in rebounding, 3rd in field goal percentage, and he's an eraser inside, a definite factor defensively, right in that top 5 in blocks per game.
And again, look what he's done so far this season. Wiping the boards clean, ranking 2nd in the league in rebounds. Outstanding effort. And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. Here's Bradley. 14 points for him. He feeds it to Harris. Kicks to Jackson. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Suns. Booker outside. To the middle. Here's Warren. And the pass to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Yeah, great job of getting that deep position there by Jackson. Once he's that close, he's ready to just power that one home.
Jackson with it. He's got 12. Drummond a screen. Stolen by Monroe. Knight dishes to Monroe. Warren on the wing. Down low. And Monroe kicks to Warren. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Warren's got 5 points now in the quarter. Outside Bradley. Lure the screen. Passes to Harris. Over Jackson. Rejected by Monroe. Right side, Knight. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. And with Tobias Harris, he's a player who bounced around more than you would think in the early part of his career. C-Webb, he was traded twice in his first 5 years in the league, which is odd given how he's been growing and developing as a player.
Well, yeah, trades aren't necessarily about the team not being happy with you. It's about finding the right spot. So he had the right work ethic, so you knew Harris was going to improve, and you also knew he was going to be around. Coaches love Harris's hard-working ability, so the future's bright for this kid.
The first one falls.
Oh, wow, and Harris is a guy that really offers a ton of versatility. He can play both forward spots and is an efficient scorer from just about anywhere.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Marjanovic comes in for Lure, and it's Kennard in for Bradley. Phoenix also making some changes. Chris, he's checked in for Warren. Dudley comes in for Jackson, and it's Troy Daniels in for Booker. And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count.
And that'll prompt Earl Watson to break here. Timeout call. You look back on the last 5 off seasons or so, Chris, and there are usually huge names that change teams. LeBron, Durant, the first names that come to mind. As you went through the free agency process, how much of an influence did your agent or any sponsorships play in your role in that decision and picking your new team?
Yeah, I think every relationship with the player and their agent is different. For me, I wanted to go back to the place that I felt that was loyal to me. I wanted to go back to Sacramento because there had never been a small market team. I felt a really small market team that won a championship. And I saw Karl Malone try for all of those years. I saw Stockton try for all those years. Reggie try for all those years. And so I really wanted to be one of the first to kind of bring that back to the city. So my agent, my shoe company, no one could have said anything to take me away from that. That was a personal mission that I want, and I knew what I was dealing with at that time. But I think for other guys it's different. Some guys, you know, want more commercials. They like to be in a bigger market. Some guys don't want that, and they're happy at staying under the radar, like a Tim Duncan, as long as he's winning. So I think for every guy is different, and I really believe that you have to make that decision for yourself and your family first, because if you do that, then the fans wherever you go will be much happier because you want to be there. You're not just buying time there.
On the wing, Daniels takes a 3. Another shot and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Daniels. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. With the floater. Here's Marjanovic. And the rejection by Monroe. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Suns 5th.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
And the first one at the line is good. A different look here for Detroit. Stanley Johnson comes in for Tobias Harris. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. Phoenix also making some changes. Chandler comes in for Monroe. And it's Dragan Bender in for Knight. Both free throws good from Dudley. Pistons leading by 10. And here's Smith. Here's Kennard to the paint. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
And here's the story on Tyson Chandler. He's been dominant over the last month. He's putting up 9 points a game, 14 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
Yeah, we talk about players getting hot offensively. He's in the same kind of groove with his defense right now. He's a beast at that end of the floor.
Smith outside. He kicks it to Ellenson. Over Chris. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Suns trail by 10. Daniels dishes to Dudley. Bender with the screen for Dudley. Down low. And there's Bender. That's good on the assist by Dudley. And it's 9 points for Dragan Bender.
You can't shake Bender on these shots. The D is being physical, but in the end, he's just too good.
There's the pick to the inside. Kennard loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Kennard's got his first 2 points of the night. Phoenix has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Daniels kicks to Chris. Over to the left wing. 6 to shoot. Here's Daniels. Makes it off the glass. Daniels has got his second basket of the game.
That's the way to attack. Get it into the post and go to work.
Smith kicks to Marjanovic. Back to Smith. Now Bender. 9 points in the game so far. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Golden State. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And checking out Phoenix, not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And right now for Phoenix, they look ready to make all their fans forget about last season's horrible showing. They've already picked up some impressive victories.
Pistons leading by 8. Johnson outside. Pass to Kennard. Stolen by Dudley. Here's Daniels. Sinks that one from the post. Daniels has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Kennard. He dishes it to Ellenson. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Here's Smith. And that one's good. Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 19 points.
Oh, you got to appreciate the smarts of Smith. It's not just his speed. He's a phenomenal decision maker when it comes to the pick and roll.
Daniels passes to Chris. And that one is good. Chris has got his second bucket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Smith left side. Ellenson kicks to Smith. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up from 17. Offensive rebound. Johnson, the pass to Marjanovic. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Great shooting for him at the foul line tonight. 7 of 7.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And the Suns making a change here. Knight's checked in. So he gets them both.
And his work at the free throw line has been terrific tonight, making the most of his chances.
And Dudley kicks to Knight. There's the dish to Chandler. The pass to Chris. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Ellenson. No good on that one. And he sinks the second. Detroit leading by 7. Smith outside. Now the feed to Ellenson. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Suns. Knight passes to Chris. Chandler dishes to Knight. Bender kicks to Knight. Can't get it to fall. And so it's the Detroit Pistons bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. And we'll be right back after this. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy in a recent huddle.
Hey, get our defense and rebounding. Let's get the ball down the floor.
Wanted to get out and run a little bit. Stan Van Gundy telling his guys how they need to do it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you don't get stops or you don't take care of the backboard, it's almost impossible to get out in transition.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Kennard is out there with Smith. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Ellenson. And it's Marjanovic in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group for Detroit right now. And it's Smith missing.
Well, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
Knight dishes to Chandler. To the left wing. Here's Dudley. Here's Bender. And Bender throws it down.
And how about the presence of mind of Bender going right back up with the shot after collecting that offensive rebound?
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
And the chance to draw up a great play. I mean, this is a chess match at work.
For the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Luer comes in for Henry Ellenson, and Bradley's subbed in for Kennard. And for the Suns, Warren's checked in for Dragan Bender. Jackson comes in for Chris, and it's Devin Booker in for Jared Dudley. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
During the timeout, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He gave them props for their defense. He said, the defense has been outstanding. Keep pressuring them, forcing turnovers, and we can win this one, guys.
Back to Booker. That one, no good. Smith with the defensive effort. In the corner, Bradley with it. Back to Smith. Here's Lure. And the miss, not the best shot selection there. Suns trail by 7. Here's Jackson. Smith with the defensive effort. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Johnson the screen. Smith outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Drummond. It's hauled in by Warren.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
Dishes to Jackson. For 3, Booker. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
And Jackson is a terrific passer at that forward position. Fantastic at setting the table for his guys.
Smith on the wing. He's guarded by Knight. And it's Drummond missing. Suns trail by 4. Jackson passes to Booker. Shoots over Bradley. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got 21.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Smith kicks to Bradley. Lure a screen on Warren. And it's Bradley off the drive. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. To tie it up, here's Warren. Jackson dishes to Warren. To take the lead. Detroit with the rebound. Lure's got his 5th rebound in this one. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Josh Jackson.
And Johnson, the former Arizona Wildcat, certainly has a bright future in this league. The combination of shooting, speed, and length he possesses is just exciting.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Well, many had high hopes for what Stanley Johnson could be in the NBA, but after a rough sophomore season, questions have been raised. C. Webb, the former 9th overall pick, the player of the year in high school in Los Angeles, a terrific freshman year at Arizona. He saw a major regression in many areas of his game.
Well, look, the NBA is a different level, and when you come in as younger as Stanley came in, you're going to have to figure your way out. He's with a great organization, great coaches around. He should improve with hard work.
And the shot by Warren, no good. Pistons leading by 4. Harris passes to Johnson, and Josh Jackson picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Jackson, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. And Lure kicks to Harris. Down low. Here's Drummond. It's not going to go for him. Good work defensively by Monroe.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
Oh, I love the tenacity that Harris plays with, a ridiculous dunker off the drive.
And Booker kicks to Jackson. And now it's Bradley running. He can go all the way. Oh!
Goodness. Wow. And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
Booker dishes to Monroe. Outside for Jackson. And the Suns miss again.
Decent attempt at the rim right there. You're just simply off right now.
Bradley with the ball. Now guarded by Booker. Bradley passes to Lure. Feeds to Jackson. Overnight. Jackson misses. Suns trail by 8. The drive by Booker. Bradley with some nice D.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
There's the triple. Bradley with another miss.
Oh, man, you can't get much better look from three-point range than that one. That just wasn't in rhythm.
Again, the miss by Booker. Detroit leading by 8. Bradley kicks to Jackson. No good off the front iron.
Well, Kev, I'm not sure if it's because he's shooting on the opposite side of the floor this half, but he just can't buy a bucket.
Jackson dishes to Booker. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up. And he can't get the first one.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Here's Jackson. To the middle. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Booker. The shot, no good. The Pistons go the other way with it. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and again it's the Pistons missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Basket good. Bradley's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, he took it right at him. Nice finish by Bradley.
Outside Knight. He feeds it to Booker. Monroe sets a screen for Booker. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Free throw good, Booker. Both free throws good from Booker. Detroit leading by 7. Lure the screen. Jackson kicks to Bradley. Lure a screen on Booker. Bradley passes to Lure. And it's off from three-point range. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Warren. Here's Monroe. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Jackson setting the pick here for Drummond. It's Bradley on the wing. Kicks to Lure. Outside Jackson. 4 on the clock. From deep three-point range, but they get it back.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
And Lure gets it to go.
Love seeing the offense run through the big man. Drummond with great vision and terrific feet.
Now, here is Knight. And Booker kicks to Warren. Here's Monroe. Outside for Jackson. Knight for 3. Detroit with the rebound.
He hit a 3 in the first half. Now he's searching for his first outside shot in the second half.
And Drummond gets it to go on the assist by Jackson. Jackson's got 5 assists in the game. Suns trail by 10. Knight with it. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Jackson kicks to Warren. Passes it to Monroe. A stupendous finish in traffic. Monroe's got 4 points in the quarter. Detroit leading by 8. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Wow, and that's the length and the touch of Drummond. It's hard for anyone to contest. When he's in the zone, the basket is as big as the ocean.
And here is Knight. Here's Monroe. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. Booker against Bradley. He kicks to Drummond. Pass to Jackson. Pulls it from the elbow. Phoenix grabs the miss. Jackson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly. And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Jackson against Knight. Left side Jackson, over Knight, and Jackson gets it to go.
I mean, come on. Jackson is so effective from the mid-range area of the court. He sticks these shots all the time.
Suns trail by 8. Knight with it. Guarded now by Jackson. On the wing, Booker. Back to Knight. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Jackson. From the wing. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Booker left side. Shoots over Bradley. Here's Warren. And it's Lure with the rebound.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe. .135 left in the fourth. Booker against Bradley. Back to Jackson. Lure a screen on Knight. Here's Jackson, and Detroit again with the bucket.
That's nice form on the jumper from Jackson. He looks more and more comfortable taking these shots with each game passing.
Knight dishes to Booker. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. And now it's 27 points for Devin Booker.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
1:02 left in the fourth quarter. Jackson kicks to Bradley. Lure a screen on Booker. Just 5 on the clock. The 3 from Bradley sinks the three-pointer. And the Pistons lead by 12.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
Knight kicks to Warren. Over Lure. And the shot by Warren, no good.
Something affected him on that shot, and it wasn't the defense.
Here's Bradley. Some solid defense from Knight. 30 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And here's Booker from the arc. Suns keep it alive.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here. Relentless. I mean, Jackson just giving it his all on the backboard.
Jackson against Knight. Outside Jackson. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.